Hi, Internet. We watched New Moon. You shouldn't.
Well, Chris, you got to give it its full title. It's The Twilight Saga: New Moon.
The Twilight Saga New Moon.
It's a saga, Chris. It's an epic story. It's like those Icelandic folk tales that are like the first records we have. Some of the first records we have of human storytelling. It's a saga. I don't understand why you're so mad about this.
I'm not. It's like it's beyond. It's like it's boring and irritating and like. Oh yeah, you're supposed to care about these. You know what? You know what's very clear right away from the word "go" is that Bella is the villain of this goddamn movie. Like she's just being obnoxious as fuck. A bunch of people around here are trying to make very reasonable decisions. They're constantly pointing out that she's making very unreasonable decisions and being dumb, which she's trying to pass off as I was cliff diving recreationally. that's that's verbatim.
Yep.
She's also like a terrible. There's a point in this movie where Robert Pattinson, as an Obi-Wan ghost spirit,
Yeah, as a ghost,
tells her to be a better actor. Like critiques, it's like lie. They'll be back soon. Lie better.
that is literally what happens.
And then she's constantly hanging out with Native American boy toy, and she's like,
Yep.
"I just want to be your friend. I just, I just want to be your friend. Why do you keep getting the wrong idea?"
Don't get that close to my face.
Yeah, because that's an awkward thing to do. But that's the entire fucking movie. Is her going, I just want to rub your abs and hang out with you every hour of every day. But don't hold my hand. And every now and then I'm going to try to almost kiss you and then get mad at you about it.
I mean, you and I have the kind of platonic friendship where, like, people think that we're boning, and you've seen my boobs like a lot. And
Okay, anyone who hangs out with you long enough is going to see your boobs. Fair. That's like you.
But like, even we were both like, "No, girl, no, this is not kosher."
Like he is never ambiguous, ever.
He's very straightforward about his intentions.
And she is not.
He's a straightforward young man.
Yeah, and she is constantly like, I'm totally in love with my ex-boyfriend, but I really want to hang out with you because you kind of take the edge off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's like the methadone to her, like, hardcore heroin addiction with her, like, apparently heroin addicted... Just like Robert Pattinson's like affect through this movie is like heroin junkie.
I read somewhere that Robert Pattinson said that his approach to this character was to just play him as like a 100-year-old virgin who hated himself. I'm like, I really see that coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole reuniting scene, he just seemed like he was on like a 4-day drunken bender.
Yeah.
He hadn't eaten.
They were in Italy. The wines were good in Italy.
Pa, have you tried the wine? We're in Italy. Wine is so good. It's really good. Hey, I gotta go talk to these guys. These guys are cool. They're pretty cool. I owe them some money. But I think they're gonna be cool.
Fine.
I think they'll be cool about it. It's okay. I'm gonna put on this robe. We're gonna talk to these guys and be fine. It's gonna be fine. Oh, I broke their steps. I'll pay for your steps. I'm so sorry, dudes.
Where is he supposed to be from? What is that accent?
I just so much of this. Okay. At the 1 hour 45 mark, I looked at Sarah, who's read these books, and I said, "So when does the plot start?"
That's fair.
Because nothing follows.
I know There's no plot in like any of these books.
No.
I mean, I think the worst is the next one.
Oh, good.
Like Eclipse to me is the one where like nothing happens.
Is that the total eclipse of the heart?
Yes. You gotta turn around, Bright Eyes. Because every now and then you fall apart.
Oh my god.
This is just gonna turn into a video that proves that I know all of the words to Total Eclipse of the Heart. No, Eclipse is real bad because it's literally just like there's an attempt at a plot, but like it's pretty much just Bella and Edward like having a series of circular arguments for 500 pages.
But that's right from the beginning. Okay, like
I mean, that's most of the books.
30 seconds after she figured out he's a vampire, she's like, "Can I be a vampire?"
Yeah.
And now everything in their existence, like, you know, their Oracle at Delphi pixie cut sister character is like,
Alice.
oh, she's totally going to become a vampire. And then the bad vampires are like, oh, we're going to kill you all if you don't make her a vampire. And she's like, guys, I'll be a vampire. If anybody wants to be, does Dreadlock want to make me a vampire? Alice, you want to make me a vampire? Like, I will suck anyone's dick here if they will turn me into a goddamn vampire. And then Edward's just like, no, I can't turn you into a vampire because it'll destroy your soul. It's like there's clearly like they're referencing some like religious belief that he had beforehand, but it's very ambiguous.
Yeah.
Like it's vaguely Catholic. There's just a lot of Catholic guilt going on. I know there's like a Mormon theme that runs through.
There is a Mormon theme. Stephanie Meyer is a practicing Mormon.
And
yeah, somebody on LiveJournal like a million years ago wrote like this, who was an ex-Mormon, like wrote like a whole breakdown of all of the Mormon themes in the whole series. I'll see if I can find that and link to that in the description if I remember. But and if I can even find it, like
because it's a LiveJournal.
Yeah, LiveJournal stuff. It's like, who knows if that exists anymore?
You probably still have a link to it on your MySpace page.
But no, that was really interesting. So I hope I can find that because that's like a fun read if you have read all the books. Yeah. But yeah, there's like a heavy Mormon influence over there.
Like, I want, like, this book would have been 10,000 times more interesting if we had abandoned, what's it?
Movie.
Whatever. If we had abandoned Bella's perspective for the entire thing and it was from Jacob's perspective.
Yes.
And we could have just hung out with him and that swim team of his.
I loved the werewolf bros. They were so great.
It's like, to be clear, if anyone for some reason hasn't seen them, they're not actually a swim team, but they just hang out in shorts all the time when they're wet constantly. They look like a swim team.
They do look like a swim team. I'm yes.
Like, they seem like some chill bros, right? Like,
yeah.
That's some like people you want to hang with.
Yeah, they're just like chilling in somebody's house, eating muffins. Like sometimes they turn into wolves, but it's chill.
And even when they fight each other, it's just like, oh, you. You. And I had you by the jugular. I had you. I had you. Yeah. And then it's like we abruptly abandoned them again. And it's like everything about their skis seems to be like much more healthy than like the weird vampire stuff that she's
well, that one lady, like her werewolf boyfriend did like smash her face in. So that wasn't that great.
One time he lost control and he slapped this poorly applied prosthetic to the side of her face. We've been trying to get it off for years. That's some super glue, man.
Yep.
He will fuck you up. He'll put Vulcan ears on you and you will be stuck with them forever. Like, he's just like a deranged makeup artist.
His life really took a downward spiral when he got kicked out of special effects school. He's just never been the same.
His life peaked at high school drama.
Same, bro.
Like, I also just want to write someone. I don't want to write it. I want someone better than me. I want you to write the story of like just like the Pacific Northwest and this clan of were-orcas.
Your Surfer Bro were-orcas idea.
That just surf. And it's like once the surfboard was introduced, it's like, oh, dude, sweet. We've just been surfing each other for generations. Like, man, it's like every bit as cool as surfing a fellow orca bro, except you don't accidentally put a foot into someone's blowhole.
See, I love this, but I don't know what the conflict would be in a surf orca bro.
It's clearly with the werewolves, right? It's like the
Okay.
werewolves control the woods and the orcas control the beach and the shoreline.
Okay.
It's like, step off, bro. But then they have but then some of the werewolves get really into like surfing. And so they have to have a surf off.
Okay.
To determine who gets to control the beach, the orcas. And then in the end, the werewolves earn the respect of the orcas. Like, we'll share the waves with you, bro. Then like a big storm comes in and like washes Jacob out to sea, and they have to like go get him because they're the orcas. And it's like, yeah, then they have a beach party to celebrate their surfer broness.
Does Frankie Avalon cameo as the DJ at the surf party?
Of course. Oh man, like I feel like this would be a period drama. It has to be like when was surfing first introduced in the U.S.? Like the 60s, 50s, something like that.
I think the 50s.
Yeah,
it was definitely in Hawaii, like before that. Like
set it in the 50s.
Yeah, you could set it in the 50s, and I think that would be believable. Like it really didn't peak in popularity until the 60s, but I think 50s.
Like yeah, no, someone out there write this. This is a much more interesting movie than anything I just watched.
See, that's always the thing about the Twilight universe, is that there's so many interesting potential things happening on the periphery of the story. But we gotta focus on these two buttholes who are objectively the worst characters.
I mean, you gotta give it to Bella just instantly being surprisingly good on a motorcycle for like 30 seconds.
I mean, she did crash.
Like yeah, but she got it upright and moving, and then it's
super great.
Only because she was looking at Obi-Wan appearing everywhere around her.
I know. Oh my god. I do want to talk about that special effect because I know why they did it. But in the book, like she just hears Edward's voice in her head. Like it's just a voice. It's like, hey, don't do this. This is really stupid. Don't be reckless. You promised to not be reckless. In the film, he's like a ghost that shows up. And it's so weird. And I get why they did it, because otherwise Robert Pattinson would be in this movie for like 10 minutes and they have him under contract, you know how it is. But like, it's so goofy.
Here's the thing about this movie and the one before. And it's a weird observation, but I stand by it. If you watch these movies muted, you don't miss anything.
Yeah, not really.
The stories are very simple, and the visual storytelling is weirdly competent. That they actually work as silent films.
Yep.
That's not a compliment. That means your dialogue has added nothing at all to the movie, to the story.
Yeah, the dialogue's not good.
I feel like the visual, like they're trying very hard to compensate for the confusing dialogue by telling the story visually. I feel like this
dialogue is so bad.
I feel like this is like a competent group of filmmakers who have been handed a pile of garbage and told, do what you can.
Yeah.
Like, I have so much sympathy for everyone involved in this.
Who was the screenwriter on this? Because it was real rough.
It's Alice P. Ghostwriter.
I mean, the only good thing that the screenwriter put in was the movie Face Punch. Which was not from the book.
Oh, really?
No, it was not in the book.
Face puncher. Gonna get on with the face. I love the idea that the violence of Face Punch is so bad that the one kid like vomits in the bathroom.
No, he had stomach flu.
Uh-huh. Yeah, whatever. Like, he's clearly was like freaking out during the movie.
No, the fake action movie that this movie invented for Bella to go on like a weird 3-person date with Mike Newton and Jacob was called Face Punch. And Kristen Stewart's delivery of the title Face Punch was so good.
Do you want to see
every time
Face Punch?
Do you want to see Face Punch?
She always puts a space between them, like she can't bring herself to it, like say it out loud.
Like even Kristen Stewart can't believe, like, really? She's like, this is the best title we could come up with, guys.
And again, I stand by my statement that she is the villain of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, everything bad that happens is her goddamn fault. Some of it intentional.
I mean,
Like, she keeps telling me I'll lose any respect for Jacob as it goes forward.
I mean, I don't know if you will just watching the movie. I don't know how that scene is gonna play out, but
like, I know there's some like baby fucking to come later, but like, I know
no, he waits to fuck the baby. It's okay.
Well, like days.
Kind of. No, I won't spoil it. I can't believe I haven't told you what happens in Breaking Dawn. That used to be my favorite game, to tell people every crazy fucking thing that went down in Breaking Dawn.
Well, like, just culturally, I know that they're like, there's a weird CGI baby that grows up weirdly fast. And then,
oh, God. I can't wait for you.
And there's some, like, baby duck imprint shit that goes on.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to find out, like, the internal logic behind Edward impregnating Bella, because it's like the craziest thing.
Are they both in a hot tub and he blows his load early and then she gets pregnant?
Yes. That's not a myth if one of you is a vampire. They don't tell you that in health class.
Oh boy. So like the
what's
idea
wrong with sex ed in this country? Come on.
So like male vampires can knock up human women, but female vampires can't have babies.
Yes.
So, like, sperm doesn't die, but eggs are fucked.
Yes. Okay, I'm just going to tell you now. Apparently, what happened is that Edward had not ejaculated since he was turned into a vampire.
No.
Yes. That's literally the logic.
Okay, so he is Catholic.
Yeah. No. He like, the logic is, like, Bella's like, oh my God, Charlie Chaplin had children into, like, his 80s. Like, sperm doesn't die.
Yes, it does.
I know.
Yes, it does.
I know.
Quite frequently and easily.
And she's like, okay, so...
Sperm is super fragile.
And Bella's like, okay, so Edward's a virgin. So, like,
Real.
yes. That's a plot point. Yes. But not only that, he has apparently never once masturbated or had a wet dream or anything.
That can't be true.
I know! He has the body of a 17-year-old boy and has had the body of a 17-year-old boy for over 100 years. Like,
3 times in this movie I watched him blow his load just being too close to Bella for too long.
So they have sex. The first time, she is ovulating, apparently. He blows his, like, saved up load into her womb. She gets pregnant.
If it's just been sitting in there for 100 years, it's like sawdust. He comes and just like...
I feel like I shouldn't spoil future events, but I really enjoyed telling you that. Because it's so dumb!
Look, this whole...
nobody knew it could happen because apparently nobody had ever fucked a human before without murdering them.
I also just love how, like, normally, like, a girl going, like, I don't interested you like that, and then a boy goes, I'll never stop trying. Like, that's, like, creepy stalker behavior, right? Mm-hmm. Except that Bella's next line is, I don't want you to. Because she just wants him to keep chasing and keep chasing and keep chasing, like a dog. She wants a pup. She wants a pet. She wants something that she can sit there and it'll lick her face and she can scratch its head.
Yeah, that's the thing about, like, the Team Edward, Team Jacob thing. Like, it's always just very clear that Jacob is an also-ran in this particular competition.
It's also clear that Bella is an uninteresting bitch. And why is everyone obsessed with her? Like, I feel like the only person in this entire town with any goddamn brains is Anna Kendrick's character. It's constantly just like, yay, Bella, who decided she wants to hang out with us again. Cool. Okay, whatever. Hey, don't go on the motorcycle with those dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, funny story though, and I gotta throw this out because people are like, oh, who would ever get on the back of that motorcycle? I personally knew a girl who was having a bad day and was at a crosswalk, and a guy on a motorcycle pulled up and said, hey, baby, you look even hotter on the back of a bike. And she just went, okay, hopped on the back of the bike. He gunned it through the intersection. She immediately fell off and hit her head. He left her for dead in the intersection. Wait for it.
You never told me this story.
Yes, this is someone I went to high school with. The next day, he brought her flowers in the hospital to apologize for leaving her for dead in the intersection. They've been married for 6 years.
What? That's the best story I've ever heard. Someone should make a movie about that.
That's a better story.
That's still a better love story than Twilight. Oh my god.
It's less abusive, too. And I don't even mean abusive like, oh, Bella the victim. No, Bella is the villain of at least this movie. Like, everyone, objectively, everyone's life is better off if she had not entered into it. All the problems with the Strigoi back in Rome, all the problems with the...
I love that you can remember the name of the villains from Vampire Academy, but you can't remember.
I love Vampire Academy. That's a
Vampire
much better...
Academy is amazing.
Vampire Academy.
Vampire Academy.
Yeah, go back. We should just watch that again. Like, fuck this noise.
I love that movie. I keep meaning to read those books.
There's no way it's going to hold up. But, like, literally everyone is better off if she had just died at the end of the first movie. Also, like, we were trying to, I was trying to come up with ways that, like, less, like ridiculous ways than pissing off the vampire church for Edward to kill himself. Mm-hmm. And it's like, at one point I decided you just have to start a bonfire, right? And then put a wood chipper facing the bonfire. Then he just gets a running start, jumps into the wood chipper, it blows his pieces into the bonfire. Yeah. And then I'm also like, why don't they just have this permanently in their backyard?
That checks out.
They're constantly having to dispose of vampire bodies, and it's just like, meh, meh. But then I also had this horrifying thought of dreadlocks, right? So the werewolves never gave any indication that they burned the pieces. So
I don't know that they know that's a thing.
Are all of his pieces just laying there, like, still alive? Like, that's worse.
Yeah.
Like, his chunks are just, like, being pooped out by werewolves all over the woods. Yep. And he's, like, fully conscious of his disembodied body being digested into wolf poop.
Yep.
Like, they need to take him to the wood chipper. Feeds into the burning barrel. They just have like a whole assembly line for getting rid of vampire parts.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
that was like 3 angry huffs in a row.
Everyone's life is just ruined because she's just this dumb bitch that won't listen and is just manipulating everyone. She's manipulating the vampires to make her a vampire. She's manipulating her werewolf boyfriend because she's lonely and wants attention.
Well, I don't know that she's manipulating the vampires. She's just like, hey, make me a vampire.
That's true.
Like, she's being very direct.
That is true.
About her vampire-related desires.
I don't even know how much she's like in love with Edward, honestly. Like, that doesn't play for me.
I know.
Like, she's super horny and she thinks that he's the hottest.
Oh my god.
But she would jump on any one of them of either gender if they agreed to make her a vampire.
Kristen Stewart's choice to play Bella as just like constantly turned on is so good.
Like, instantly. Like, she turns and looks at anyone and it's just like knees buckle.
I know. Like
pants soak.
Her default is just like a 4 and then like a hot monster looks at her and she's suddenly at a 10. And it's amazing.
God, when they were sitting there in that classroom watching Romeo and Juliet, I thought she was going to slide out of her chair. Romeo and Juliet, it's so hot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, nothing hotter than suicide. She's like, what? I was talking about like teenagers fucking. He's like, no, man, suicide. There's nothing cooler than suicide. You will never convince me this was not written by a 13-year-old virgin who like thinks suicide is the coolest thing on earth and like sex is this ultimate forbidden and that like you should kiss someone for like 4 times and then you get married.
Yep.
And then you become a vampire.
You get married, then you have sex on an island, then you become a vampire, then you pop out the vampire baby that you were previously impregnated when you had sex on the island, and then your best friend falls in love with the baby.
It's just the circle of life. Oh, God. Oh, man, that was a long... Hey, can you hold my baby for a minute? Yeah, sure. Oh, man. Hey, this baby's hot. Oh.
Oh, man.
So, New Moon. It's dumb.
I will say, like, as just, like, a piece of filmmaking, it was much better than the first one.
It was better made.
Yeah.
Again, the problem is this still isn't bad enough. If this weren't famous, this isn't bad enough to qualify for what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're gonna get around to the ballet angry violinist.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called?
High strung.
It's on our list. That's the kind of garbage we're looking for.
Yeah, this is just like not enough of a tire fire to really be in our purview.
I mean, like, this really does feel like more or less what it is. Like, this feels like someone writing like some self-published like Amazon fiction that inexplicably got a $50 million production budget for the movie. It feels exactly like what it is, which is weird, but it's not good and it's not bad.
That's the crazy thing about Twilight to me, is that it was traditionally published.
Yeah.
Like at some point an editor read those books and was just like, yep, this checks out.
I mean, it's all just a solid C.
Yeah.
It's a C across the board, and that's like the worst. Those are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not. No, Man of Steel's the worst. I don't want to make you.
Yeah.
This is not Man of Steel bad.
Yeah, no. Like this didn't make me like feel upset about the world.
If you're curious, like, you're not going to be worse off for watching it.
No.
Like, I can't. I don't know.
I do think that these would be better if we were drunker.
Probably.
But most things are.
And I think I just end up hating Bella more. Also, like, I don't understand how they keep making Robert Pattinson look ugly.
They're really, yeah.
Like, he's an objectively good-looking dude, and they're just like, what's the most unflattering thing we could possibly do to this human being?
He doesn't look great.
I gotta say, Taylor Lautner in this movie, as opposed to, like, other things that I've seen him in, which are mostly commercials for things that I never actually saw, he looks less dumb.
Yes.
He looks like he's having natural human experience. I feel like he thinks that this makes him look tough, but it just makes his forehead look too big, like troglodytean.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like he looks like a normal, good-looking like dude in this movie, and then other stuff like on posters and stuff, he looks like a Neanderthal because he's constantly trying to go like this.
The thing is that, like, Taylor Lautner, I think, was an actual teenager when they shot this movie.
So and he's reacting like a person.
So I think he's giving, like, a really naturalistic, like, teen performance. And I think this was, like, the biggest movie he'd ever done at this point. I think he was in that, like, Shark Boy and Lava Girl movie that no one saw when he was a kid. I think he might have been Shark Boy.
There you go.
I don't remember though, but this was like his big, like his first big movie, I think. Like as a grown up.
Do we have any other thoughts about Bella and Edward and the people who are least interesting in this movie?
Michael Sheen is here wearing a terrible wig and having a great time.
He was great.
I loved him.
He was just having a ball. And he was just oh my god, like there were teeth marks on the scenery. He was just
yeah. Oh, yep.
Somebody paid for Dakota Fanning to deliver 3 lines and stare into the distance.
I know.
It's like, hey, guess what? We have an Oscar-nominated actress coming on the scene today. What are we going to have her do?
Has Dakota Fanning been nominated for an Oscar?
Maybe she hasn't. I thought she had.
I don't think so.
Maybe not. It's going to happen at some point. Someday, when you're watching this way in the future, that'll be like, what are you talking about? She won 4 Oscars for something or other. Whatever. You know what's never going to win an Oscar?
Well, I mean, the time has passed. It's not eligible anymore.
It's like anything related to this.
I'm pretty sure it won a butt ton of Razzies. Of course it did. The werewolf CGI was terrible, but like they dramatically improved the special effect for when the vampires move.
At least it gave the impression that they were moving fast and they didn't just make themselves blurry.
Yeah. It was mostly like some camera trickery, but it worked a lot better. Like it was mostly just like cutting away and then they're in a different place. But like that works. Like that's sort of unsettling, like kind of the effect of a jump cut. That worked.
Yeah.
I was into that. Anna Kendrick continues to be delightful.
She's great.
I'm pretty sure we decided that she was ad-libbing most of her lines.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's what was happening.
All of her lines seem to be commentary on the movie rather than commentary from someone in the movie.
Yeah. Anna Kendrick is actually the point of view character in this story.
And she's only in like 3 scenes.
Anna Kendrick is the audience surrogate.
Like everything she says is 100% true and people should listen to her.
Yep.
Hey, has anyone like checked on Bella? Because this is like not healthy. It's like this is not normal. Nothing about this is normal.
Yeah.
I did say at one point that I just wanted someone to make like the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of like the 4 high school friends, like with all this weird bullshit going on in the background, and they're just like trying to get dates and go to prom and shit.
They're just doing like average teen stuff, and like in the background you see a dumb werewolf fight.
Never in focus.
Yep.
Like, oh man, those 2 bears are going at it. Oh, basically, I'm just saying, well, like anything other than what we actually got.
Yes. Yes.
You got anything?
So I guess the conclusion of this is that you and I are gonna go write some Twilight fan fiction, and I think that's it.
Were-orca fan fiction.
Yep. They're so majestic.
What's going to be the name of the Were-orca surf competition movie?
I don't know.
Oh, beach blanket blackfish.
God, fuck you.
Beach blanket blackfish. Beach blanket blackfish.
No one can say it.
Beach. That's even better. It's a plot point.
Beach blanket blackfish.
There you go. Coming 2020.
God damn it.
I stand by that name.
I'm on like day 4 of Nano, and I'm writing a really dumb, self-indulgent werewolf novel, and even I'm like, no, this is too far.
Whatever. Fuck you. Don't stamp on my dreams.
I just wrote a couple thousand words about 2 characters having a conversation while making pancakes. And
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes.
Girls gotta eat. This novel is mostly about food.
There you go. Oh man, it's like what if there's a whole thing where it's like there's like the were orcas, they're like the swims team, but then like the Canadian team comes down, like oh fuck, they're were salmon. It's like what's more powerful, the were orcas or the were salmon?
Well, I mean, the salmon have speed, but the orcas have power.
They trick them into swimming the wrong direction, but like triggering their spawning reflex, and all of a sudden they're just like fucking each other in the pool.
Jesus Christ!
What's he doing? He's like, I don't know. I think he's trying to like lay eggs in the filter.
Okay.
Anyway, we watched New Moon. It sucked. It's boring. Bye.
Bye.